Welcome back to Simplexity Analytics Seasonal Report for January of 2024. Thank you for your patience. It takes some time after the last trading day of the year. We have to get all of the data in for the last day of the year, and then we have to crunch the numbers on the trading day of the week, the trading day of the month, and the 5-day holds. So once those are in, then we can go about compiling all the data and then putting our spreadsheets and then this video all together. So now that that's done, we know that January has only two markets that are the most bullish, and that is gold and platinum, and there aren't any markets that are the most bearish for this January. So we will cover gold and platinum in this video, and we will also cover the S&P E-mini, which we do every video. First up, we're going to have a look at the gold market, and January is the most bullish month of the entire year for gold, and it finishes the month of January higher than it opens 70% of the time. And in this back test, it has made over $55,000 in Januaries. And if we look at the Simplexity Seasonal Indicator, we see that gold actually starts its rally in December, right around Christmas time. It kind of hits its bottom, and then it skyrockets forward for the rest of January. So we see that last year was very bullish in January. The year before was a little bit more moderate. But this year, we've already seen a pretty good rally in the last couple months, but we did as well last year. So that shouldn't really matter. We're still very bullish on the seasonals and on the price charts for gold. And here's the heat map for the gold market. It's pretty simple here. If you're looking to be bullish in gold, you want to focus in on the first 2 weeks of the month. After that, we have a little bit of green in the third week, and then we get some reds in the fourth week. So the first 2 weeks is where we want to really concentrate on. We have a lot of bright greens here, both horizontally and vertically. And if you look at the holiday here, I have a couple asterisks here, which means a combined holiday. So what that is, just to be clear, this is both the day before holiday number 9, so that's the 9th day before the MLK Jr. Day, and it's combined with number 5 day after, and that would be Christmas. So those two combined are 29 and 9, 76% wins, and at me $32,000. So you'll see that on a few different charts as well. I have to combine them just because I want to save some space on the chart rather than having different columns for every single holiday. So lots of green here in the first 2 weeks. Gold has been bullish since Christmas and had a lot of greens in December as well. So you may have been holding since then. If you are, remain bullish in gold for the next 2 weeks. Platinum is a sister market to the gold market, and therefore we see a lot of similarities both in the numbers and in the seasonal indicator. For the numbers, January is the most bullish month for platinum. 76% of the time, it'll finish higher than it opens, and it's made $41,000 over the course of this back test in January's. In the seasonal indicator, we see that it bottoms out at the end of the year around Christmas. It hits its bottom and takes off for the rest of the year and then into January. And if we look at the price chart, 2 years ago, January saw a huge rally in platinum. Last year, it only saw a rally for about 2.5, maybe 3 weeks, and then it tailed right off. So this year, same thing. We're looking bullish because the seasonals say so, and we will be looking closely for entries into this market in January. And no surprise here, the platinum heat map looks a lot like gold did, although I'd say there's a little bit more green here in the platinum map than there was on the gold. There's a little bit more in the third week. The fourth week may have a little bit more light red, but didn't have those dark reds that the gold had. So still, we're going to concentrate on the very first 2 weeks only for being bullish in platinum. And again, we have a combined holiday column here. We're combining Christmas and Martin Luther King. And we have a very good day, actually 92% on that very first day after New Year's. That would be tomorrow. And we also have a 100% day as well on the date. So that's trading on January 2nd on the open is 100% in the last 12 years. And the reason why it only has 12 years where these other markets have 22 years is because sometimes January 2nd doesn't always occur to be a trading day. For instance, January 2nd could be on a Sunday or whatever. And that's why these dates specifically don't have all the same numbers, because sometimes they can fall on weekends. And as always, we'll take a look at the S&P E-minis. This will be for January of 2024. By the numbers, January is not a kind month for the stock market. January is the third most bearish month of the entire year for the E-minis. It's only finished higher than it opens 47% of the time, and it has actually lost money over the course of this back test. And that's really saying something, because the stock markets have what's called upward drift, which means the prices increase over time. So for it to actually be a losing month over time, that means it's quite bearish. If we look at the seasonal indicator at the bottom, we see that the very beginning of January is actually has an uptick. 2 years ago, last year, and this year showing the same thing. But then towards the middle or end of the month, it really tails off. So we will look and see how that correlates on the heat map for the E-minis as well. And the heat map for the E-minis looks a lot like the seasonal indicator did, in that we get a little jump in the first couple of weeks with these green days, but still these green days are really sparse, and we only have one that is dark green. So there's nothing here bullish wise to get excited about. And there's not much here on the sell side either. We have some dark reds starting to appear here in the fourth week, but still nothing great. We have a few reds in this week here, but they're spread out. There's nothing really standing out. And this is the way you got to look at these charts, is kind of take a step back and get a wider view of these and see where the colors really start to blend together. We want to look for horizontal and vertical lines of solid colors, and we really don't have that here. We have a mixture here in the last week with reds and greens. So I'm not looking for anything here seasonally with the E-minis in January. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're notified on our next videos. Simplexity Analytics, making complex trading simple.